Hi. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Hi, everyone. We're so happy to be here.
Yes, we are. We are so happy. Um, uh, I just came out of 121-degree heat.
Ooh.
Yeah, even you would have hated it. No, 121, you would have.
But it's a dry heat.
It is dry heat. Thank
So
God for
it's
that.
different than like last week we had 99 here,
I
which
know
is
you said
hot.
that just blows my mind.
And it's not a dry heat. It's muggy.
Yeah,
It's,
see,
so then
yeah, no,
ugh.
no, I don't like that.
Hey, Christine. Hey, Kelly.
Hi, ladies. Good morning. I was chatting a little bit with Christine this morning because she had her surgery today.
Yeah.
So she
Hope
said, I
everything
can
went good.
see.
I have to have eye surgery too. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah. That's so far, knock on wood, the one part of my body that I haven't had very many issues with.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we'll take it. We will take it.
we'll take the wins where we can.
Oh, you bet. But when
Hey,
I got,
Laura Lee.
hi, Laura Lee, but when I got back, I was like, thankful that it was like 104. you know, where at 104 I'm usually melting somewhere. But yeah,
It is a different heat. Hey,
yeah.
Laura Lee, just to let you know, today on my live, I am doing the wrapped rope project, so I can show you how.
Oh, there you go. It's such a cool
Hey, Becca.
technique. I love it. Hi, Becca. I absolutely love that technique. It's just so very cool.
And I like gluing it. I
You like
love
to,
Pam's stuff. Her stuff is so gorgeous. And if I wasn't making buku quilts, maybe, but
yeah, I think you have your fair share of fabric going on right now
I have
with
fabric everywhere right now.
yeah, yeah. Did you
Hey,
tell everybody what you
Isabel.
were doing? Hi, Isabel.
What?
Did you tell everybody what you were doing with it all?
I think I've mentioned it, but um, in case kids are watching, I try not to mention it too much
Okay,
anymore.
never mind then. Never mind then. All right, so today we're going to be playing with resin again. Yay! I was knee deep in it yesterday. Got it all over my mouse, and yeah, it was.
No.
I'm a sloppy crafter. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was the first time that I had done pens, so I was excited. I was excited at how simple it actually is. It can
Resin
be,
is so much fun.
yeah, it can be a little time consuming even with the UV resin, um, especially if you're laying little things here and there with tweezers and that stuff. Um, but yeah, I really had a good time just playing in it, just playing and playing. It was a lot of fun.
Well, good.
So yeah, so I am excited to share that with you guys because it's gonna be super cool. But I think I have everything ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
So let's do it. I'm gonna switch my cameras over and then I'm gonna show you guys what I created.
And while she's doing that, I want to remind you guys to like, share, and comment with the hashtag Bella Crafts to enter for this week's giveaway. And we will be announcing last week's winner during my live at 2 p.m. Central Time.
Yes. All right. So this is what we are creating today. I'm so excited. These are resin pens that I created with a mold and some UV resin and some fun, little confetti and all kinds of cool stuff in there. Um, so I'm excited to show you guys how to do this because it really is a lot of fun. For some, I always felt that resin was super, super hard, but this stuff is so easy to use and I absolutely love it. So let me put my fingertips on so I don't get resin everywhere again, which, I probably will anyways, but, and then I'll pick them up and I'll show them to you so you can see a little bit better. After I got to roll these things on my fingers. I am not one for wearing gloves. When I was a nurse, I wore gloves all the time and was very happy when I could stop wearing them. I don't like gloves on my hands for whatever reason. So there we go. But this one is one that I did with different color of resins, the colored resins that's already colored. So this was super easy. There was no mixing, no nothing. I just wanted it to be, fairly simple so you guys could check it out and, you wouldn't be intimidated to try it because it really is not that hard at all. And then the second one, this one has got a little bit of everything going on in it. Okay, so it's got some confetti in there. And let's see, just all kinds of different stuff. And then, of course, I wanted to add some charms. Who's wants a writing pen that doesn't have some fancy charms on it? So I just added the charms, and there you go. So super fun. But let's get started because it does take a little bit, especially this one. All right. So, first of all, what I want to tell you to do, first of all, is make sure that you clean your surface before you start. Okay. That way you're going to get any debris, dust, if you have animals, dog hair, all of that, whatever, you're going to get that all away from your resin because it will stick to everything. Okay. So, that's the first. Now, these are the molds that I used and these came, I found them on Amazon. They're all over the place, you guys. But I got these on Amazon. There were 10 different molds in a package and they came with 30 of the ink cartridges. Okay, so these are the two that I use to do my pens today. They're really very cool. They have these little stands on the bottom that will sit and hold it so your mold doesn't roll, which is nice because you don't want it to be rolling if you can avoid that. But yeah, just a whole lot of fun. So I think we're going to start with the ocean one first, and then we'll go from there. So that one is going to be this one. So, first thing that you're going to do before you do any resin, okay, you're going to take your cartridges, your ink cartridges, and you can see here it's got a little tiny nib at the bottom. You want to leave that on until you're done. Then you can remove it. Okay, because that way, it'll save your tip. You don't want your tip getting all yucky. So, what you're going to do is take this tip and you're going to put it all the way into the mold right there. Okay, I'm going to put it right all the way in. And then this side has a little tiny, let me see if you guys can see that. Okay, there it is. Kinda. You can kind of see. Well, no, not really. Okay, there's a little plastic part that's sticking up from the mold. Okay, and with that, you want to put your other end in. So you're going to guide it through your bottom, and then you're going to take it and you're going to slide the other tip of your pen into that little thingy. I don't even know what to call it. And I'm trying to see what I'm doing here. Okay, come on, baby. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, I keep missing it. It's hard to see with all these lights on. All right, come on. All right, I'm gonna have to hold it up to my eyeballs, guys, because I can't see it. Right there. Get that little puppy in there. Okay. All right. Now, normally it didn't take that long, of course, when I was first working on it to slide that in there, but you know, it's always got to be something when you're live. Okay, so once you got your pen in, then you're ready to lay your resin down. So, what we're going to do, I just used the clear resin on this. So, I'm going to start up here at the top and I'm just going to start filling and I'm going to go all the way down to the end. And then when you get down at the end, you want to make sure that you really get your resin in this tip. Okay. You want to make sure that you really get it down inside there. But you don't want to fill it yet. You're just going to add, maybe half. Okay, now I'm going to put that to the side for now. And now we're going to add some fun glittery stuff. This is fun. And this is such cool glitter too. I believe this is, yeah, Buttons Galore and More. This is one of their mixes. Okay, so we've got some of that. And then they also have some blue flakes that I just absolutely love. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a little bit of the white glitter, or clear glitter, I should say. This is a little bit thicker than the fine, because the fine is super super fine, so this is just a little bit thicker. It doesn't matter which one you use, it's up to you. I just wanted to give my pins a little bit of shimmer too. So what I did was I just kind of came through and I just tapped a little bit of glitter in there. And remember too, guys, when you're doing this, the more you fill it, the longer it's going to take to cure. So you don't want to fill it a whole lot with confetti and those kinds of things. Okay, so now we're just going to start with adding some of my confetti here. And these are the ones that I put, that I actually took my little tweezers here and stuck them inside. And then I just tap it down. So we're just going to add some of this fun stuff. There's some little dolphins there. And anything beachy, that I absolutely love it, right? Okay, and we've got some just regular old confetti things. And oh, I love these stars too. They're so pretty. Whoops. They are so pretty. This is sometimes an easier way to add these. All right, so we're just going to tuck those in wherever that you want. Just want to stick them down in there and put them all over. Put them to the sides, put them in the bottom, put them everywhere. Let's see. We'll start working down here a little bit. There we go. And actually, this is all you really have to do with this. So I'm going to add another shell. And we'll add some other cute stuff in here. There we go. All right, and then I'm just going to add a couple more. A bit. There we go. Okay. You also want to make sure that you have lots and lots of paper towels on hand, especially if you're a messy crafter like me. All right. So now I've got that in. I'm not going to add any more. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. And then I'm going to add this top coat of resin back on. Okay, so again, I'm just going to start at the top and move it down. And if you guys start getting into the UV resin with the molds and stuff, the molds will tell you when you purchase them, they'll let you know ahead of time of approximately how much resin it'll take to fill it. Okay, so you kind of know ahead of time. Me, I didn't worry about it too much because I had two of these big bottles here. So I just was like, yeah, okay, that works. And then down here at the bottom, you really want to make sure that you get that last bit of the bottom in there. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more. Okay. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little UV light, and I did mine for 90 seconds. Now, because the pins are long, I wanted to make sure that everything, cured the right way. So how I did it was I started it like this. I did it for 90 seconds, and then I turned my lamp around and I did this end here just to make sure that I get both ends because it is so long. That's just, how I did it. You can do it however, whichever way you want. It's very, very simple. And I think I'm going to move this over here. And while this is curing, we'll do the second one. Okay. Now this one is pretty cool because it's got this really cool design at the top of the pen here. And I found that I liked it better with the colored resin than if I were to do a clear or anything like that. I liked it better with the color. It just seemed to pick up the details in this a lot more. So again, personal choice. Doesn't, however you want to do it. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this over on this side. And I'm going to hit that again. Wrong one. There we go. It's going to be upside down, but that's all right. Okay, so for this one, I use the colored resins. So this is already colored. Don't have to do anything to it. No fuss, no muss. It's already colored. So all you're going to do is pour. So I started again at the top, and I started with my blue. And I was just going to do it in one solid color until I realized how much resin it actually takes of the colors. And these are small bottles. These are only what are these, 20 grams, I think. Yeah, so they're pretty small. So that's why I went ahead and decided, I'm going to do it in, in some different colors. And I thought of these because last week I did the journal with you guys, and I thought, okay, I'll do it in the color of my journal. And I forgot to put my pen in. Okay, so there's my mistake because I forgot to put my pin mold in, which is what I say. You got to do that first. And I can't do anything about it now. So this is just going to be a really pretty decoration instead of a pin. Okay, so now that this is done, okay, I'm going to test it. Yep. Okay, and now I'm going to flip it over and do the back side. Okay, so we're going to let that go. Okay, so it's too late to put my pin in now. So I'm not even going to worry about it. We're just going to go ahead and jump in. So added the blue and then the yellow, and then I came back in here with the green at the very bottom. And then I added that down here. And I just kind of let it flow into each other. I didn't go in and swirl it or anything like that. I just kind of let it flow together like that. Okay, so once you have these colors in, then what I did is I took some of these tiny little silver beads. These are fun. And again, I just kind of just added a little bit, nothing fancy. Just add a little bit in there. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more color on top. And that in there. And then we're going to do this one. So always remember, guys, put your ink cartridge in first before you put your resin in. But, that was my boo-boo. Okay. Now, because these bottles are small and I didn't want to use up every single ounce that I had of it, this should be okay for now. Okay. So because I didn't want to use up all of it, then I just took my clear and I just did a little bit. I added a little bit of clear on top. There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to add a little bit of this glitter. This is really fine, so it's light, I should say. So it is a little hard to see when you're doing it with the resin. All right, now that one we're going to take and move over here. There we go. And then I'm going to heat this one, or cure it, I should say. All right. So we'll do that one and let that sit up out of the way. And then once you're done curing it, then you just pop it right out of the mold. And it comes out so easy. I was so surprised when I started working with the resin with the molds. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to be fighting to get it all out. But as you can see, you got the decorations and stuff in there. It's so, so simple. And then because this has this hole at the top where that little piece of silicone was sticking out for your pen, it leaves a hole in the top. So because it leaves a hole in the top, it makes it very, very easy. Let me show you how I did this to where I just took a little bit of crazy glue. This happens to be nail glue. You can use what, you just want like a super glue kind of thing. You can also just add a dot of the resin in the hole before you put the thing in and then cure that part. But I found that this works just as easy. All right, so that one, we're going to flip that over and let that go again. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little tiny dot right there on top of that hole. There we go. And then you can see here I've got an eye screw. So I'm going to take that and that just plops. Whoop. There you go. That one went flying. Oh my goodness, it's one of those days. Oh, it's oh my gosh, you guys. You really can get the little eye thing in here. I promise you. Oh, I knew when I got up this morning I should have just stayed right in bed. There we go. All right. So you put that in at your top there. And then you're going to take a little bit of chain. And I'm not going to do it because you guys know what I'm talking about. So you add a little jump ring at the top there to connect the chain to your little eye screw here, and then you can add your charm down here at the bottom, like I did with this one. Now it would be cute, and if I'm gonna do these again, which I will, I would have made the charm myself, but because I didn't want to do a whole bunch of things all at once, I had these already that I had purchased, so I just went ahead and added it, and it came with a connector on top of it, so it just connected right to my silver chain there. Super, super easy. Now let me see what this one is doing. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. You just really want to make sure that you do both sides of your mold. Okay, I'm going to put that on for about 60 because it won't take that long. But as you can see, it's very, very simple. And they're so much fun to do. And then if you have like if you've got some rough edges or whatever, I have an actual drill that I have in obviously in my studio, and hang on and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so this is what I have in my studio already. And with this, it comes with all these cool different bits. It was not very expensive. I want to say, oh gosh, I don't know, maybe 20, 25. I'll put the links in for you guys. And then also in my blog post, all the links will be in there too. But what I did was I just took um, one of my tips here. And if I had any rough edges, I just took it and just, you know, right over it. But it's, like I said, it's really simple. They're very quick and easy. They go, once you're done playing with them and you get your idea down, or however you want to do it, um, they're very, very easy to put together. So let me see what not my pin, but my decoration is going to look like. All right. So this is good. So I'm going to pop this out. See, there you go. And then you can see just a little bit of the beading in there. Not a lot, a little bit. But again, because this has so much detail on it, you really do not want um, to add a bunch of stuff on top, because then you're going to miss the detail in the mold. So for me, I liked just leaving it plain and just adding the colors to it. And I think that both of them are just really, really pretty to do. And then, of course, with that one, I did the same exact thing where I put a gold eye screw in at the top. And then I took my little charms that I have here and I just added them onto a little piece of gold chain that I had. And there you go. Super easy. Add a couple jump rings, you put your little charms on there, and you're good to go. So I was really, really worried that this was going to take a lot longer than it did. So I'm glad that, I didn't bore you guys to death. But yeah, do remember, don't be like a bonehead like I am, as my dad would have called me. Make sure that you insert your ink cartridge so you can actually use your pen. If not, you'll get a beautiful staff looking thing, maybe a letter opener or something if I sharpen the tip a little bit. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right. So there you go. Talk amongst yourselves for just a minute.
Those are so much fun
They are
and
fun.
easy.
Yes.
Unlike resin that I do that takes forever.
Yeah, it's the curing, the curing and stuff with the other resin.
Well,
But
and this is pre-mixed. That helps
yeah,
too. I mean, it's the mixing, the bubbles. But
see,
I
and
mean, I love resin, so it's fine. But this is awesome that it dries so quickly.
it is absolutely amazing. When I first started playing with it, it was like when I found my rubber stamps. When I started stamping and I found my
Mhm.
stamps, it was just that kind of feeling. I was just so excited um, to try it. And then once I tried it, I was like, oh, this is insane. And then once you're done, you take your little nib that's at the in there, pop it off, and it'll write. Nice and
Christine
pretty.
says, I'm so happy you are a normal person who makes mistakes.
Oh, of course.
We
Of
all make
course.
mistakes on
All the
videos.
time.
On videos, when you see everything perfect, people have edited those.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
When you're
yeah.
live, you make mistakes.
When you're live, and you just got to kind of roll with it, Christine. You can't get upset about it. Um, Anne has seen me have a few meltdowns after lives when I've totally screwed something up and I was, so upset about it. But most of the time, I just roll with it and I don't worry about it. I'm just like, I'm human. I make boo boos. So and I'm gonna sharpen this, and I'm gonna have a really nice letter opener because this is pretty sharp on the end there. I think it would right through.
It'd be a cute plant poke.
Plant
You
poke.
know,
There
I
you
mean, there's
go.
lots of things you could do with it. So, yeah, all is
Yeah.
not lost. Hey, Brenda.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So, and by adding when you're using the color resin, because resin is expensive. This stuff is expensive, guys. I will say that it is expensive. Um, because I'm trying to remember how much the bottle was. I think it was like $10.
well, I looked up and
I
put a
can't
couple
remember.
links in here, and like, I think it was $15 or $16 where you get two of the small bottles,
Yeah.
but you get the lamp.
Yes.
You get a whole kit, and
Yes.
that's super cheap to me.
Yeah. 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 Well, and that's how when I started, I got the little lamp because I bought the kit.
Mm-hmm.
But with the color ones like this, especially because I didn't know if I would like them, so I didn't want to buy big old bottles. So I went ahead and just bought the small ones, and then I thought, wow, that resin's gonna go fast. It's gonna go really, really
The
fast.
little ones, yeah.
Yeah. So by adding that clear layer on top, you're still getting your color, but you're not using, you know, huge amounts of it. So I love this stuff so much. I
It's like
really,
me
really
and
do.
foiling. See, you
Yeah,
found your love, your passion.
I'm telling you, there's all kinds of things that I have in my head for what I want to do with this stuff, but I wanted to show how simple it is to use.
And Becca says, but all in all, it's all pretty reasonably priced hobby compared to thousands of stamps that she has, which is true. I mean, you get into stamping, you want to buy all the stamps, you buy all the ink, the embossing. I mean, it's a lot. Here you're buying molds, and but you can find molds. I used to buy molds in the baking department.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they're a lot cheaper.
yeah.
And
And
if I find something I
what
want,
I loved is I didn't have to use, any mold release with the silicone ones. I think that might be because it's a UV resin. I'm not really sure. Um, because didn't you have to use a mold release on your molds when you were doing epoxy?
only if the mold was hard.
Only if it
Not
was hard.
not if
Okay.
it was a flexible mold, you never
Okay.
did. But there were some molds in the beginning when I first started, and the molds were more plasticky. They weren't,
Right.
flexible. So then I used a mold release. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
This.
I put it in the freezer and let it freeze. So then it was easier to get. I mean, there were all the tricks.
Yeah. These. Well, you saw these just pop right out. Just.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love. I have not, in all of the playing that I have done, I have not had one issue with bubbles. Not
Nice.
one.
That
Not
is
one.
that is the
Yeah. You remember how many
problem
times
with
I called
resin.
you and say, "How do I get the resin out of this? I mean, the bubbles out of this stuff."
I know. I have a little torch.
Yeah. Well,
Used to use a lighter. The torch works better because I can hold it longer.
Yep.
Isabel kind of has a question. It's a statement, but it's a question too. So sometimes you don't want a large amount. Probably you have to use it in a certain amount of time. Do you have to use this resin, or is there a long shelf life, or do you not know?
I do not know, to be perfectly honest. I've had this stuff for a year. I think I bought it last year around this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't had any issues with it.
I know that with regular resin, sometimes, like with ETI, that's what I used all the
Right.
time.
They have great,
And I
yeah, their
still
stuff
use it.
is,
It
their
was
stuff's
yellow, but
right.
it still worked. So you wouldn't want it for a clear coat on something, but you could always add color, and you could, so it never expired. So I'm
They
not sure
say,
about the UV. I haven't played with it. Helen says, don't really get on with resin.
well, that's kind of how I felt about it, Helen. I didn't get on with the resin either. I did not like it much when Anne was, when I was using it with Anne. Um, but I decided to give this stuff a try just because I thought, oh wow, no mixing, no nothing. Oh yeah, that's cool. Let's do that.
Well, and the results are so fun.
Yeah. And pretty. You can do so many
Mhm.
pretty things with it. They do say though, or they advertise that there is no yellowing with this. That I do know.
Mhm. There
They do say that.
are a couple that came on the market a few years ago that were UV and they did yellow. So that's why I hesitated to try it.
Yeah.
So I know there's so many different ones out there now
There
and
is
no
yeah, there's
yellowing. Like I always hated when you buy the clear rubber stamps
yeah.
and they yellow before you even use them.
Oh, I
You know, I
hated
mean,
that.
it's like they
Well,
shouldn't yellow at all.
yeah, and it's not because it's going to make the stamp images, it's going to affect the stamp
They still
image,
work.
but it just doesn't look cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I'm really weird about keeping my tools and stuff very clean, and and that. But I don't know. This is just a whole lot of fun to do, and I can't wait to try different stuff with it. I really can. It's going to be so much fun.
The possibilities are endless with resin. I mean, wow.
Yeah, yeah, really. Mm.
Yeah.
So there will be more resin projects in my future. Yours too.
Well, you all come back at 2 o'clock. I will
Oh
be
yeah.
using fabric and rope to transform a jar. And they're just quick and easy to do. And I have so many jars and bottles. But
Me too.
yeah, come back at 2 and we will announce the winner from last week at that time also.
Yes, we will.
But until then, take some time to craft.
Yes, because it's good for your soul.
Yep.
Really is. All right,